I'm Elizabeth and I'm here at Total Gym Commercial Studio, and I'm going to be talking to you about Diastasis Recti. So if you have Diastasis Recti, there are some important things that you want to keep in mind. Number one, you want to stay away from doing a lot of crunching movements. So when you have Diastasis Recti, that means that your rectus abdominal muscles have separated straight down the middle. There's a little bit of a gap there. It's worse for some, better for others, but there's some movements that you really want to stay away from, and one of them is that crunching movement. So when you're doing that crunching movement, lying on your back and lifting your head and shoulders up off the floor, you're actually puffing out those rectus abdominal muscles, creating more of a gap. So that's one thing we don't want to do. Another thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to do any movements like a holding plank without keeping those abdominal muscles in, where the belly just drops down or puffs out lower towards the floor. So we want to stay away from that. We want to do exercises that are going to engage the transverse abdominal muscles. So that's a band that wraps all the way around to the spine. It's your innermost, deepest abdominal area. We want to work the obliques, where are those diagonal muscles on either side here. And then we also want to work the lower abdominal muscles, part of the deep pelvic floor. So the first exercise I'm going to do is the Pilates mid-back series. I'm here with the Encompass. You can do this on a GTS, you can do it on your at-home equipment. As long as you have the glide board and an arm cable system, you can do this exercise. So let's go ahead and just start here with our feet flat on the glide board. And I'm going to reach my arms up just past the shoulders and back down again. And the one thing I'm concentrating on in this exercise is keeping my lower abdominal muscles, my lower rib cage down and controlled. So I'm not letting that rib cage pop open. I'm really pulling my belly down towards my spine and feeling that engagement of the transverse abdominal muscles. We can do our entire Pilates mid-back series here, concentrating on that same thing. So we're working other muscle groups, but we're really concentrating on keeping that belly in, like we have a corset. We're really tightening the strings behind our back, so everything pulls inwards. The next exercise is with the legs up in tabletop position, and we're really pressing the lower back down into the mat. Not crunching, but feeling that belly pull down towards the spine so that the lower back can press into what's called imprint position. And I'm going to do little toe taps, switching off and alternating legs each time. And this is going to really work those lower abdominal muscles, all while engaging the transverse abdominal muscles as well. I'm going to bring myself in. And the next exercise I'm going to do is going to be working my obliques, and it also works the transverse abdominal muscles. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a hold of my front handle. And this exercise can be done in two ways. The first way would be sitting with either the legs in front. You can cross your ankles if that's comfortable. You can sit with the legs crisscrossed if that's more comfortable. And this is really your more basic spine twist. So you're going to grab a hold of the handle with both hands, and we're going to face diagonally. So you don't want to go all the way to the tower. You want to go sort of diagonally this way. And we're going to engage in that left oblique as we twist the torso to the opposite angle. Again, not over twisting because we don't want to get into the lower back. We're working the front of the body, one angle to the other angle, and we're really just engaging in that side. You want to feel like a towel filled with water, and we're twisting that water out. So we're just wringing out the towel. Or a cork on top of a bottle, you're twisting straight up from the middle and not leaning it all to the side. Arms are long by the sides, and you're going to start in a neutral pelvic position. So my tailbone is pointing down towards the floor, and I have just a natural little space under that lumbar spine. I'm going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to tilt my pelvis, pulling my tailbone up towards the ceiling, and I'm closing that space up now between my lower back and the glide board. And then I'm going to slowly start to roll my hips up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale at the top. And exhale, slowly roll back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, really pressing through that lower back. It's an awesome lower back stretch. But doing those pelvic tilts is going to be really great for engaging that deep pelvic floor. Those abdominal muscles, lower abdominal muscles, are really engaged. And I like to do about 4 or 5 of those. So what I'm going to do is just lift my knees up and hover off of the glide board, pulling that belly in towards the spine, and then lowering back down. It's a very small movement, but it's really important to feel that lift and that pulling in. So it's the opposite of the thing that we talked about at the beginning of the video, which is letting the belly just drop towards the floor. We're really working on engaging those transverse abdominal muscles, pulling in with the belly up towards the ceiling and then relaxing down. And if we want to make this a little more challenging, you can go into a plank, keep that belly pulled in, bring it back in, and then lowering back down again. And of course right now I'm only on a 5, so it's pretty challenging at that level of resistance. If you want to make it a little bit easier on that pressing out to plank, you can always bring your rail level up a little bit. Hopefully that was a help. If you have any questions, comment and let me know.